you wake to chaos. Every day is a storm of noise, voices pulling you this way and that, appetites gnawing at your focus, distractions preying on your ambition, doubts slithering into your soul. The world is not a calm field. It is a battlefield, and you, a lone soldier, stand at the center, surrounded by forces that want you weak, compliant, and lost. There are temptations at every turn, the pull of comfort, the seduction of anger, the easy path of pleasure, the ceaseless whisper of self-pity. Most men never rise above it. Most men spend their lives as hostages to the chaos, blaming their failures on everything but themselves, forever at war with the world, and never at peace within their own skin. You were not born to be one of them. You feel it, the ache to command yourself, to rule your impulses, to stand unmovable while the storm rages. But every instinct in you screams for escape, for distraction, for surrender. The world is 1,000 temptations dressed as solutions, a million excuses wearing the mask of reason. If you are to become more than a pawn, more than a puppet, you must learn the first and final law of the masculine spirit: discipline. Not the discipline handed down from above by priests, teachers, or fathers, but the discipline that is forged in fire, carved out of the chaos by your own relentless will. Marcus Aurelius was not just an emperor. He was a man at war with himself. He woke each morning to the weight of an empire on his shoulders, knowing that every decision, every weakness, every indulgence could mean disaster for millions. He faced betrayals, plagues, invasions, the endless treachery of men, and the inescapable erosion of time. Yet he did not shrink from the challenge. He did not hide from the chaos. He stared it in the face and answered it with a single, unyielding law: I will rule myself, or I will be ruled by the world. That is where discipline begins. Not in the easy days, not in the comfort of routine, but in the moment when every fiber of your being wants to turn away, to reach for pleasure, to blame others, to quit. Discipline is the sword you forge in the fire of your own resistance. It is the will to get up when your body screams to sleep, to act when every emotion calls for delay, to stand straight when the world shoves you to your knees. The men you admire, the men who conquered kingdoms and bent the world to their will, were not born stronger or smarter or luckier than you. They learned to govern the chaos within before they ever dared to command the chaos without. Most men never attempt this. They live as slaves to their appetites: food, sex, approval, distraction. They excuse every failure with a story. The world is too harsh. The task is too great. The timing is wrong. They are victims of circumstance, of history, of fate. They worship the idol of comfort and die as nothing more than a memory, a footnote, a cautionary tale for other men to ignore. But discipline is the refusal to be ruled by anything but your own reason, your own chosen law. It is the daily act of rebellion against your animal self, the continual reforging of your spirit in the face of temptation, despair, and fatigue. It is the art of focusing your will like a blade, carving out a space in the chaos that is yours and yours alone. Marcus Aurelius called it holding your mind strong and invulnerable, a fortress that nothing can shake unless you give it permission. Discipline is not glamour. It is not a moment of glory, but 1,000 daily decisions to do the hard thing, the boring thing, the necessary thing. It is the ritual of rising before the world wakes, the grind of training when no one is watching, the discipline to read, to reflect, to practice the art of being alive day after day until it becomes your nature. The world is built to distract you from this, to sell you the lie of the easy life, to convince you that the pain of discipline is greater than the agony of regret. But Marcus knew better. He wrote in his secret diary, "If it is endurable, then endure." endure it? If not, then stop complaining. The man of discipline does not argue with fate. He does not beg for an easier world. He sharpens himself against reality and becomes the blade that cuts through chaos. Look at your life. Where do you lose yourself? Where do you break? Where do you betray your own word for the promise of momentary comfort? These are the places where discipline must be born. Every time you break your own promise, you teach yourself to be weak. Every time you excuse your failure, you reinforce the prison of your own making. Marcus Aurelius was surrounded by men who whispered flattery, who promised easy victories, who told him he was above the law. But he rejected all of it, refused to believe his own legend. He woke each day as a student, a servant to his own higher nature. And when the world pushed him to arrogance, to cruelty, to despair, he answered, "I will not be moved. This is the warrior's path. It is not for the faint of heart. The world will tempt you with pleasure, with validation, with every excuse to quit. It will reward your weakness, celebrate your victimhood, and mock your attempts at mastery. But the man of discipline does not need applause. He does not serve the crowd. He serves only the law he has chosen, the standard he has set, the oath he has sworn to himself and to no one else. You cannot fake this. Discipline is written in your flesh, carved into your soul by the choices you make when no one is watching. It is in the food you eat, the words you speak, the promises you keep, the habits you refuse to break. It is the refusal to be ruled by mood, by fear, by the shifting winds of desire. Marcus Aurelius endured betrayals, sickness, heartbreak, endless war, the death of children, the loss of friends. He did not curse the gods, or blame the world, or surrender to bitterness. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the secret of the emperor, that discipline is not a prison, but a liberation, not a burden, but the only freedom a man will ever know. You will be tested. The world is chaos by design. You will be pulled in 100 directions, seduced by comfort, distracted by pleasure, tempted by the applause of the mob. You will be told that discipline is toxic, that masculinity is dangerous, that your standards are oppressive, that your ambition is a threat. You will be pressured to apologize for your drive, to shrink your presence, to fit the mold of the harmless, compliant, obedient man. But if you yield, you become a pawn, a shadow, another lost soul in a world that has forgotten how to build, how to lead, how to stand alone. Discipline is resistance. It is the daily battle against your lesser self, the endless war for your own soul. It is not perfection, but persistence, not never failing, but never surrendering to failure. It is the humility to learn, to adapt, to face your own weaknesses and turn them into strength. Marcus Aurelius was not immune to temptation, to pain, to loss. He was not a god, but a man, wounded, weary, doubting, but unbroken. He taught that the only true victory is mastery over the self, that the only true defeat is surrender to chaos. Every man must choose. Will you drift with the tide, chasing pleasure, blaming fate, surrendering your power for comfort? Or will you stand against the storm, hold the line, build the discipline that makes you unshakable? The world will never hand you peace. It will never reward you for your effort. It will never care about your suffering, your dreams, your destiny. The world is indifferent, and the chaos will swallow you whole if you let it. But discipline is creation. It is the power to shape your days, to build your body, to command your mind, to forge your destiny. It is the difference between the man who is used and the man who is remembered, between the boy who blames and the king who builds. It is the strength to stand alone, to suffer in silence, to rise from defeat, to hold your course while others lose themselves in noise and pleasure. You will not always win. You will fall, you will fail, you will doubt. But the disciplined man rises again. He does not excuse his weakness. He turns it into fuel. He does not drown in regret. He learns and returns to the fight. He does not seek comfort. He seeks growth. He is never satisfied with yesterday's victory, never content to rest on his laurels, never willing to betray his oath for the fleeting sweetness of surrender. You will be alone on this path. Most men will mock you, resent you, attack you. They will say you are obsessed, heartless, insane. Women will test you, push you, try to break your focus, seduce you into serving their comfort instead of your own law. The world will tempt you with every distraction, every pleasure, every story that tells you to relax, to indulge, to forget who you are. But the emperor's discipline is forged in fire. It is a choice you make every day, every hour, every moment. It is not given, not inherited, not bestowed by others. It is earned in the crucible of your own struggle. Do not expect praise. Do not seek understanding. The disciplined man is a threat to every system that profits from weakness, to every crowd that worships mediocrity, to every lover who wants a pet instead of a partner. You are not here to be liked. You are here to build, to conquer, to endure. You are here to become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, the builder of your own kingdom. No matter how small, no matter how hard, no matter how lonely. Marcus Aurelius wrote for himself. He never intended his meditations to be read by others. He wrote to remind himself of what mattered, to hold himself accountable, to remember that even an emperor is just a man, and every man must answer to the same law. That is the heart of discipline. You are both the ruler and the ruled, the lawgiver and the lawbreaker, the builder and the destroyer. Every day you build your character or betray it. Every day you forge your destiny or surrender it to chaos. The world is burning. Old empires are falling. New gods are being born and slain before you can even name them. The world does not need more men who can follow orders, who can fit in, who can serve the machine. The world needs men who can hold the line, who can create order in the midst of madness, who can carry the fire of discipline when everything else falls apart. This is your test. This is your war. No one will fight it for you. No one will care if you lose. No one will remember you if you surrender. But if you choose discipline, if you build yourself in the face of chaos, if you hold your standard when the world mocks you, if you rise every time you fall, you will become something that cannot be destroyed. You will become a man who commands respect, who inspires loyalty, who creates peace in the eye of the storm. You will become the kind of man that Marcus Aurelius would have recognized, would have trusted, would have called brother. This is not a call to be a machine. Discipline is not about becoming unfeeling, unbending, inhuman. The emperor's discipline is about being fully alive, fully awake, fully responsible for your own soul. It is about feeling fear and acting anyway, feeling pain and refusing to quit, feeling desire and channeling it into creation instead of consumption. It is about mastering yourself so completely that you can love without need, lead without tyranny, serve without slavery. The world will try to break you, to seduce you, to own you. It will offer you pleasure, comfort, distraction, and call them freedom. But you know the truth. The only freedom is mastery. The only peace is discipline. The only honor is self-rule. Marcus Aurelius did not choose his fate. He did not ask for an empire, for war, for betrayal, for loss, but he accepted his burden and carried it with grace, with strength, with unbreakable discipline. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. You will fall, you will fail, you will suffer, but but you will rise again and again, until the world learns that you cannot be moved, cannot be bought, cannot be broken. You will build yourself into a fortress, and from that fortress, you will build a world. If you hear this and something inside you stirs, if you are tired of drifting, tired of apologizing, tired of living beneath your potential, stay here. Like this message if you feel the call to war. Subscribe if you are ready to build, not just watch. Share your battle, your scars, your discipline. This is not for everyone, only for the few who are ready to become emperors in a world that worships slaves. You were born for the storm. You were born to build. You were born to rule yourself, and through that mastery, shape the chaos around you. The emperor's discipline is not the end. It is the beginning, the first and last freedom any man will